Welcome back, survivors. In the last episode, we were over here working at the factory, and we finished up uploading all of the I forget what they're called, all of the applicators that we needed. I actually need to turn these machines off. Let me just remove these belts, because we don't need any more of these applicators coming into this line. We no longer need to produce them. Okay. So, we could probably get rid of these cargo launchers because we're not going to need that. We finished... Let me put down some foundations because that just might bug me. There we go. Alright, now. We finished that. Alright, so our next task. Well, we're still uploading for the Moon Energy Corporation, the Helium-3 for the Moon Energy Corporation. We would like to get chemicals unlocked, but we don't have the blueprint for that, right? What we do have, though, is this intermediate building materials we need to get focused on today. And we started setting things up in the last episode, but we really need to tackle it and finish it today. So we've got to get inductors set up and built. For inductors, well, we kind of already did the groundwork for this in the last episode. For inductors, we need tubes, wolfram wire, and ceramics. Okay, now we're already making tubes right here in these machines. I actually expanded this factory out just a bit. I originally had, I think, 2 machines making tubes. I expanded it out to 4. It's not perfectly working. Like this machine right here, for some reason, is not receiving the sheets. I think I've got my belt set up wrong, so I'll need to rework that a little bit. But the rest of them are making the tubes like we need. And then we need to configure in our ceramics. So we're going to have to set up a line for ceramics over here. Let's see. Yeah, and wolfram wire we've already got. Let's see. Wolfram wire is right back here. We just have to run a line down. We're already making them. We just have to zip a line, rail down from there into the factory wherever we need it. And we are making wolfram powder right here. I think we need the powder for the ceramics. So let's set up a machine for ceramics real quick and see what we need for that. So we need calcite sheets and wolfram powder. Easy peasy. We've already got the powder set up. We just need to set up calcite sheets. I think we're going to need glass as well, so we kind of want to keep these glass machines going. So how to do this? Oh, great. We got a wave.
I recommend finding a safe place.
Okay, so it's always a wave, a rupture getting in my way. So we need to make calcite sheets. That's the next step. So for calcite sheets, I think they are made in a fabricator. Let me just put one down, just kind of get an idea of what we're working with. Calcite sheets are made from calcium blocks in a fabricator. Okay. Calcium blocks in a... We've got calcium blocks coming in right here, but I think we're going to save this line because we do need the glass. I think all I'm going to do is put down a couple of fabricators, like right here. If I can squeeze them in and just run them off of this same rail, that would be, like, ideal, I think. It may not look great as far as placement because I can't... Yeah, they're not going to snap very nicely because of this raised foundation. But we don't have a lot of room left in this factory. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is increase the amount of calcium coming down this line right here and just split it off into a couple of fabricators, turn these on to make our calcite sheets, and then feed them in to make the ceramics. Let's hide from this rupture because it's about to happen any second now, and we'll finish this up once it's done. Alright, one step at a time here. We've got our fabricators set up to make our calcite sheets. Alright, that's the first step. We need to rebuild this line right here for our calcium coming in, and we're just going to pipe it in right there with the Mark II belt. And we may need to go back and try and pull some more calcium out of that line to get it running, but so far so good. We got that set up and done. Now these lines may not be as clean and as crisp as we normally like. I'm going to remove this glass storage right here because we are going to need the glass and I'm going to need this space. We were just storing that glass in case we needed the extra. And now that is going. I've turned these machines off. I probably need to just pick up everything on the lines so that it stops beeping at me, telling me there's an error. like that. There we go. Okay, now these I'm probably going to have to pick up, but that is our calcite sheets coming in. All right, we're going to combine that with the wolfram powder right here to make... what was it? Nope, that blast. The ceramics, excuse me, the ceramics, yes. So the ceramics are going to be made in a furnace. We're going to need 2 more furnaces right after these. So I'm going to pick this line up, and I'm going to try and snake all this in and sneak it right in here. So let's go with 2 furnaces. I don't know how many will be ideal, but we're going to start with 2. And if we can squeeze more in and shift things around a bit, we will. But let me try and think about how this is going to work with belts. We're going to need to save space for belts for these 2 to come back here and feed into the back of this machine. I think that right there is going to work. Can I lower it down to there? All right, and then this one, the same thing here. Let's set these up to make our ceramics. All right, ceramics and ceramics. And now we just need to put down some belts, splitters, connectors, whatever you want to call them. We'll get one there, and... oh, I can't put one there because we are colliding with the belt. Is that going to be a problem? That should not be a problem, actually. Let's just take a Mark II rail and feed it directly in. Let's feed a Mark II rail into there to make sure we have plenty of throughput to get through there. And then we need to connect those 2 machines and these 2 machines into a splitter. And I'm going to start something like right here to connect. No, actually, I'm going to go right here. Let's connect both of these machines right here. And then these 2 machines can connect right here. No, that's not where I wanted you. That's not where I wanted you. Please, please, go where I want you to. I want you to go right here. And then we're just going to use Mark II rails for everything here. Feed that into that. And this Mark II rail will go into there. And that should be everything flowing through these rails into these 2 machines here. And that is going to make our ceramics. Okay. That's easy. That's done. Can I reduce some of this crap in my inventory? There we go. 1 step down. That's the ceramics done. So we can remove this machine because we've completed that step. Now we need this machine right here to finish it up. So we're going to make the inductors. The inductors are made from our tubes, our ceramics, which we just set up, and the wolfram wire. Now the wire is right here. So we're just going to run it down into here. We're going to take our ceramics and our tubes, which are over here, and we're going to see if we can feed it all into this machine. Can we do that? Will that work? No, this is not the right machine. Is it the right machine? No, those are fabricators. We got to remove those entirely. Okay. We need furnaces, not fabricators. Got to remember that. Get the right machine out, Jimmy. All right, so let's see if we could squeeze... Gosh, could we squeeze 3 in here? And would we have enough materials inputting for it to matter? So let's leave some room for some belts. Let me see if that's enough space. So we kind of want... Trying to think about how the belts all need to route in. This right here can probably go. But this right here doesn't leave us quite enough room. Let's pull it towards me just a bit more. Let's go 2 more squares in. That should be enough room to get 3 of them down. I don't know that we're going to be able to produce enough materials to feed 3 of them, but we're going to try. And if not, you know, we'll go from there. We'll work backwards if we have to and try and increase production where we can. So there's our inductors, all right? I'm just going to hand feed the tubes that I've got in my inventory in there. And then now we just need to connect everything into a rail system. Now we don't need this anymore. Although something similar may work for what we're doing. We don't need... We're going to keep both of these because this is taking our glass and our tubes right here in these two lines, and I'm just going to keep it like it is and just run this line into everything. So I'm going to try and do a rail connector for each machine, like that. Now we need to feed these two machines into the line. We need to feed this line into it. This is glass. We don't need this into the line. Why are we... Hang on. Why are we hanging on to... Oh, we need glass for the next step. That's right. We need glass for the next step. So we're going to keep those machines because we may need to route that glass through here some way... autosave. Through some other method. So we're going to keep the glass machines up and running for now, for when we do actually need them. So let's think about this for 1 second here. Let's just start by putting in our fastest rails just to make sure we can feed everything in. I know these have 3 inputs, but it's kind of a waste of space if you could do it with 1. Start with the... You know what? I think we could just do it like this, right? Grab this, throw it into here, although... That's not ideal because I need an input. Oh, I can just put another splitter right here. Do it like that. Throw this one into here. Connect in. There we go. Now these two are going to connect into there. So that's going to pull from both of those machines. Now we need this machine. This one can go. I'm thinking this might work, but now that I think for a second it might not. We may be flowing the wrong direction on the tubes. Let me think about that. Let me double check it. I'm just going to put this right here and then feed it into the main line. That's 2 of our materials into this machine. That's the ceramics and the wire. We need the tubes to get in though, and they're not going to get in that way. So I probably should... Now that I think about it, back these up a bit. Back this up just a bit and put in a couple of more splitters behind them. I know this is not like the most elegant solution. Let me see. I need 1 there, and that's going to feed my tubes in to there. I need the tubes to go to both machines, so I need a rail connector right here. And we're going to take that one across to that machine, and then the tubes can feed into... Now the tubes are feeding into both machines.
Arcadia status stable.
Fantastic, fantastic. Everything is stable. Great, great. Good news. And then a couple of Mark 1 belts ought to get everything done here. That one to there, and that one to there. Now we're done. That should... No, that's still not going to work. We need 1 more belt. We need 1 more belt, Jimmy. We need this belt to run across to make sure we can feed the ceramics into this second machine. There we go. Now everything should be working. This one should start filling up with Wolfram wire. This one's filling up with everything. It's good to go. It's making our inductors. How's this one going? Where's the Wolfram wire? Why is it not flowing in? So this should be the wire right here. And it... Okay, it is. It just took it a minute. There it is. There it is. Okay, great. All right, I didn't screw anything up that time. Yay! That's our inductors. We got 3 machines. Oh, we got 3 machines. I'm only using 2. Dang it. Okay, that shouldn't actually be that big a deal. We should be able to just take them and belt them into there like that, and that into there like that. And that should get everything down here eventually. Wire, ceramics is what we're waiting on. If one flows in, the other one should be able to hit there eventually. There's our ceramics. We need our Wolfram wire to make it to there now. I see all the wires going into this machine. I think once it fills up, this machine should be requesting the wire as well. Actually, here's a way we could just cheat it. Grab the wire out of that machine, toss it into here. Yeah, this one's still requesting wire. This one is now making the inductors. And eventually the wire should make its way down here once... There it is. There it is. It just went in. Okay, great. So everything's working. All right, I got that all set up. We've got inductors. That's step one. That's step one, right? What we ultimately need is 100 inductors to make our intermediate building to unlock our intermediate building materials. Let's go ahead and put our data points in. Let's wait on our 100 inductors, which actually shouldn't take long with 3 of these machines because they're producing them 1 a second, or I'm sorry, 1 every 3 seconds. So yeah, there's about 50 of them there. 47, 37 more, 84 we're up to, and yeah, that's 100. Boom, got it. There's 100 of them. Now let's turn that in so we can actually create that recipe ourselves, start crafting those, insert those. Now we have the intermediate building materials, which we can craft in the item printer. So what do we need to do that? We need titanium housings. Ugh. Okay, I don't have any titanium housings around here. So we need to set up a line for titanium housings, which probably means we need another titanium line, because I'm pretty much maxing out... Let me see, am I maxing out the titanium we have right now? So I've got 2 lines. Only one of them is sending items down, though. What's the issue with these? Like, this one down here is off. It's not pulling rods from this machine. Oh, yeah, because this one's not receiving sheets for some reason. I've got this line right here mixed up. I need to rework my tubes just a bit. And I think I kind of went overboard on the tubes. How do we do this? What's a decent way of doing it? I could just push everything back a bit. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Push everything forward another square, remove all of this, and rework it. So what that should look like now is our fabricators moved forward 1 square. I've already moved the connectors.
I need water.
To there. Yep, you're thirsty. I'll get you some water in a minute, my guy. And then we're using 4 of them. We turn these on all to make the titanium tubes. Like that. And like that. And we'll just hand feed a couple of these because I've got so many of this materials in my inventory, just to get them out of my inventory for now. Sheets, there we go. And then we can hand feed some tubes into here to get those out of my inventory. Okay, now my inventory's not so clogged up. Now we just need to belt everything in. So I'm essentially gonna go, let's start with the outputs. I'm just gonna use the fastest rails for everything. I don't feel like doing the math. I don't feel like doing the math right now. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I don't. Right now, I do not. I need a connector right here. And we're just going to run the fastest rails to everything. And we're going to feed them all right down here to this one. Snap in there, please. And then this one is going to feed the whole line. That should start flowing the tubes in. There we go. Okay. Now I need to feed the inputs. Again, I'm just going to use the fastest rails because I don't feel like refiguring out the math on all this. And it should be... Now, this is where I had the problem. Yeah. This is where I need to fix the problem, actually. Because the inputs were not correct on these machines right here. I had them feeding most of the machines, but not all of the machines. So, oh, I put that one in the wrong place. I need one there, one there, one there, and one there. And I'm just going to double them up. Just double everything up. And now we know we've got enough splitters to feed everything. So, our titanium plate sheets are coming in from this side, and our rods are coming in from that side. I've got 3 and 3. So I need to feed one machine in here. There's 2 machines. And then feed that one into here. Come on, snap in. Can you snap into... Right, there we go. There we go. All right, now that's 3 of those feet hitting this line. I need that to connect to that to connect there. And now we're just going to feed each one of these with a Mark II rail. So there's our inputs. We just need to get the belting set up for everything else. And that machine is going to feed right there. This one's going to feed right there. You're going to snap in to the rest of the system. So all the inputs are on the back row, all feeding down this way. And then everything should be able to feed across. All the extra should feed across and back down the second line. If I got everything set up, this should work. If I've got everything set up correctly, this should all work now. Alright, now we should be getting the maximum output of our titanium tubes, and they should all be flowing down this one line into our machines. But they're currently not doing anything. Why is that? These machines are full! Ah! Our inductors are finally full. Okay, let's grab a stack of those. And that should be working again. Okay, so now... Oh yeah, we've got to figure out... we got to set up the new titanium line. Now that we've got that balanced, we need to set up a titanium housing line. So what is that going to look like? Titanium housings. I think those are made, if I remember correctly, in fabricators. Let's set one down real quick. Take a look. Titanium, no, not in fabricators. So that means it's in a furnace. Pick that up. Let's see. Furnaces make our titanium housings from sheets and beams. 1 beam and 2 sheets. So we need to back up a step. And I think I know where I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and squeeze it back here. Sheets and beams, and all I need is a few of them. I think I'm going to try and squeeze it up here on this. If we have the space, yeah, this is a nice flat spot. So I can take a little bit of this titanium. Actually, I could just run another titanium line if I need to. That other line is still not requesting ingots. That's interesting. That second line is like a pure node or a normal node, so it should be flowing 240 ingots a minute, and it's not requesting any from that second line, so we may just split that line off. If everything's able to handle off that one line, then we could just split the second. Yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot. I'm sorry, my guy. Here, have some water. Boom, done. Alright, so if we split that line, the second line that's not actually flowing anything into there, up here, we just build a couple of furnaces. Probably, oh, we got to squeeze it into right here. This is our boundary line. No, this will work too. This will work because that's connected to that, and the boundary for that one, that core is that white line, but they will merge just fine. So that's fine. Let's get that to snap in. I'm going to try and say 3 titanium housings. I don't know. But then before that, we're going to need fabricators to make the titanium sheets and beams, because I'm fairly certain you can't make beams in these. Yeah, the beams are made in fabricators. So a couple of fabricators back here. How many do we need? What's the math on this? Do I want to sit down and do the math? I really don't. I kinda am being lazy today. So I'm just gonna put down 4. Oh, that one's in a bad spot. I don't like where that one's at. Yeah, move that one down. So I'm thinking 3 to 1. No, 2 to 1 is what we need. Right? Yeah, 2 sheets to 1 beam. So what's the math on these? Sheets come out at 60 a minute. Beams come out at 10 a minute. Okay, so 2 to 1 is the production. So that means I need... Oh, if I do 2 sheets, I need 3, 4 beams. If I can squeeze that in, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, snap in there. It doesn't want to snap in the right spot, but that's okay. So I need beams and beams. 2 beams, and I'm gonna go 3 beams. No, I'm gonna do 4. 4 to 2. Right? Yeah. So 4 beams, 2 sheets, and that should do it. Let's just belt all this in, and we should be done with this titanium housing setup. Just got to route some belts. All right, that should look a little something like this. Let's put in our rails to connect to the machines. And this should start requesting our ingots now, because we are producing the ingots further back right next to the ore. We may need to set up more power very soon. We get that one in, and our ingots should start flowing down this line any second now. They take it a minute because they're way far back there. Way far back there. Where are they at? Oh, I think I see them. Yeah, I see them coming down the line right now. They're way off back in the distance. Hang on, let me see if I can zoom in. You can see them now. There they are. There they are. Finally coming in on that second rail, the one closest to me. That's one we're looking for. All right, let's race our ingots. Can we outrun them? You drones are too slow. We're faster than they are. All right, so that's going to get the basics of production set up, and then, you know, the furnaces are going to be easy. We just put down a couple more splitters. Probably just do... What do we need to do? 2 lines of splitters. We'll do that again, because I like this. This works. Like, it's simple, and it works, and it's not a lot of spaghetti. Like, it keeps things kind of nice and tidy. So, I like doing it like this, with 2 splitters feeding into the machines. We're just going to use the fastest rails, because I don't care about the math right now. I am being lazy today. There's no need in trying to calculate how many inputs I need. Let's just feed it as fast as we can, and we'll get it done. So now we've got, what do we got? 6 machines into 3 inputs, so we just need to double everything up. That's, yeah, pretty simple. Just double feed everything. We're done. There we go. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is working, and it's not a bunch of spaghetti. All our lines are nice and straight, and that is all working, producing our titanium housings. Now, how many are we getting out of these a minute? 30 a minute per each machine, so that's 90 a minute. That's not horrible, but... now we just need to belt them down into the factory. So we should... Ugh, that's going to be a drop to get down into splitters. Probably should put down a splitter and, like, raise it way up as high as we can so that it's not... Oh, how high can we do that? That looks silly. That's not intended. That should not be that high. Okay, whatever. I'll take it. Hey, if you let me do it, I'll do it. Okay, that's dumb, but yeah, it works. If it works, it's not stupid, right? Let's belt all this into these lines. Shouldn't take much. Mark 1 rails should be fine for this. I'm going to snap them all into that one. How do we want to do this? Let's do it like that. That one into there. It's not ideal. It's not pretty, but... Oh, they're snapped together. Look at that. Look at that. That's even dumber. Okay, so we'll just do it this way then. We'll just put it right out in front of this one as high as we can. Like that. And then we'll just snap all of these machines into this one line and send them out towards the factory. Well, I guess I don't really... Do I need them to go to the factory? Well, not yet. I guess I probably eventually will. For now, I just need to handcraft them, right, to unlock the recipe. But yeah, I will eventually need them in the factory. So let's just grab... I don't even notice how many we need. Probably like 100.
Great.
Let's just grab a stack of them and combine these 2 stacks. Oops. Dump the excess back into here. And let's go turn in this for our finalized recipe. Finally unlocked. This has been a long time coming. Like, we've been building up to this for quite a while. All right, there's a bunch of intermediate building materials crafted. What did I get? Like 900 of them. I hope that's enough. So let's go ahead and build the automation for this now. It's been a long time coming. Been working on this for a while. We want to put down, what's the name of the machine? The Mega Press? The Mega Press, which should take all of these materials and turn it into our new finished product. Now let's see, this is a new machine. I've never placed it down. It is massive. The footprint this guy takes up. Okay, that's a lot bigger than I thought. And it doesn't, will it? Gosh, I guess I'm gonna have to put it like this, because we need several inputs into this machine, right? We can make shotgun ammo in here too, cool. But what we really want is the intermediate building materials. Now, why does it say it's locked? Did we not unlock it? I thought we unlocked it. Oh, we probably have to unlock it for the machine. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, so we have to insert 500 intermediate building materials, 10 meteorite hearts, and then 500 of the data points. And now we can actually automate this. Okay. So we're going to make intermediate building materials right here. We're going to put a storage container on the end of this because I need building materials. Crap, I'm out of building materials. How many do I have left? I have 4. That's not going to do. Okay, I got to run grab some building materials. I can handcraft them. Yeah, because where I'm automating them is way back at my starter base, so I could handcraft them from titanium ore and wolfram ore. Let me just go grab some ore from a couple of these machines and handcraft a bit. Okay, got my building materials restocked here. What we need to do now is feed in all of these items. So we're going to have to hand feed basic building materials. I am going to have to set up something for automation for that. But the first things first, I want a storage container at the end here. Let's get that down first. Storage container mark 1. Do we want more than one? We'll just put 1 for now. How many is this going to produce a minute? Ooh, 25 a second. Oh, 25 in 6 seconds. What's the math on that? That'd be like 5 a second? Not quite 5 a second? Yeah. Okay. 25 every 6 seconds. I don't know. Let's not worry about the math. Let's just put a Mark II belt down. Let's not do the math. I'm not doing the math right now. So now we need this line to come in for our titanium housings. All right, so that's 1. We need glass. So the glass is back here. We're going to have to sneak this glass in somehow. I did save it. It's on this line right here. We just sneak it through. I think, actually, since it's connected to this, we can just pull it off of this line and run it up to here. And then we need the inductors, which is coming off of these machines. These 3 right here. Oh, gosh. I see the bottleneck right now is going to be glass because it's 2 to 2 to 2. But that's fine. We'll go ahead and hand feed it some glass since we've got some of that in our inventory. Yeah, this is not going to be that difficult. It may become difficult when I try to feed in the 4th item. But for now, I'm just going to take 2 belts right here. I'm going to take a merger right here. So we can take this machine's output into this machine's output right here. And then we want to join this machine's output. Then that's going to flow in. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Let's use a Mark II rail just to make sure we've got enough. Let's use a Mark II rail to feed in that. And then we're going to want to feed this one in as well. This one's going to be our glass. And let's dump that one in right there. And our titanium housings can come along right to there. That should be everything flowing in. There's our glass. Our titanium housings are moving down the line. Perfect. Perfect. Now this is going to clog up with glass because we hand-fed it, but we'll fix that. Let's see. There's our titanium housings come in. Okay, perfect. Now this should, once we feed it some basic building materials, should start making our intermediate building materials. Finally! We've got this automated up and running. I'm happy. I am happy with this. This is looking good. The glass is going to be a bottleneck, so I'm probably going to have to hand feed it because I don't think we're making nearly as much glass as we are of the other items. For instance, the inductors, we got 3 machines producing inductors. We've got 3 machines producing the titanium housings. We've only got 2 machines producing glass, and I don't remember how much they produce a minute, but I don't think it was much. Yeah, 30 a minute, so that's 60. So glass is going to be our holdup. I don't know. Maybe I could figure out a way to increase glass, sneak in another. It won't fit right there, unfortunately. But we may be bottlenecked by glass, and that's okay. You know, not everything has to run at 1,000% efficiency. Although, I would like it to, right? Let me think about it for a little bit. Oh, that's not going to work. You're in the wrong spot. Let me think about it for a minute, and I may be able to come up with something. But I think the important thing is, guys, we have got our intermediate building materials set up and running. It's not 100% automated, so what we've got to figure out is basic building materials, okay? And to make basic building materials, I'm going to have to take wolfram ore and titanium ore and belt them into one line to make those in a... pretty sure it's a fabricator. Let me set one down real quick. Basic building materials, yes, in a fabricator. So we're going to need a fabricator to feed those in, and it's going to need 40 a minute. Ugh, gosh. Or 40 per every 6 seconds, or however the math works out on that. Gosh, we've run through that 1,000 building materials that fast. That was quick. How many did we get out of it? Oh, we got 1,000 out of it, pretty much. Okay, well, that's not bad. A little bit more than that. It's still flowing the last 40. Okay. Well, we're gonna we kind of get 1-to-1. So the basic building materials we input, we get 1 intermediate building material out. So that's good. So this final step, I may need to rework a couple of these belts. Like this one right here could probably move, because what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is belt this intermediate, or this building materials. I'm gonna try and find a way to get them down this line right here, and then belt them in to right here. So what I need to do is find a wolfram line I'm not using, and a titanium line I'm not using, or set a new one up. I think I've got some spare wolfram back here. We're producing a ton of wolfram. Honestly, way more than we need on this line. I don't know if I ever showed you guys where I set this up, but I've essentially got 6 wolfram bar machines right here. And I forget, so that's like, what, 360 ore per minute should be coming into that? Yeah, it's running on 2 rails to do it. So I definitely don't need all of that ore, because as you can see, it's not even requesting that much ore. So what I'll do is just pull some ore off of this line and send it that way. Just pull it off the end of the line right here. And now we can send it wherever we need to, and this will just pull extra ore. And I'm going to snake it underneath a bunch of my belts. It's going to be a little ugly, but you're not ever going to see it. Yes, it's spaghetti, but you will never see this spaghetti, because we're going to float back up here onto this hill. And on this hill, I think right up here, somewhere in this area is where I will turn it. I will grab the titanium, extra titanium from back there, do the same thing, and run it into a little line right here, and then we'll feed it in. I'll show you guys, catch up with you guys in just a second once I got something set up. Okay, I think I got something up here running. Let's turn on these machines, set them to make our basic building materials. I just went with 3 for now, just to simplify things. So I've got my titanium running in from up there. It hasn't quite reached machines yet. I've got my wolfram coming in from this direction. And I just did the basic little, 3-belt, double feed, everything kind of system. That is not lined up. That's going to bother me if I ever come back out here and look at it again. So, sorry, let's take a moment and fix that. And we're just using the fastest rails like we always do, because the math doesn't seem to really matter in this game. Yeah, let's do it like that. So all the titanium's going to run in here. It's going to feed across. I've got this set up backwards. This is backwards. And this is backwards. When I reset that, I set them up wrong. So our titanium's going to come in this way, hit this line right here, and then merge with our wolfram, and then it's all going to flow across all 3 machines. And yeah, that's going to start making our basic building materials. Now, we've got a little bit left over. We need to pipe this down into our finished product. Okay, I think I got it. It took just a slight rework here. Let's snap these belts in from up here. We want this one in back here. Oh, it's colliding with something. What is it colliding with? Let me take a look. Hit T. It's hitting that, so we just need to get it... could we snake it back here instead? Let's just snake it back here. Hit T to unlock it. And we'll bring it... We'll cheat it back here. We'll find a more elegant solution, I think. Let me look at that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I meant to hit. Get it back down here. We'll find a little bit better solution. Let's get it like this. Hit T. We want to rotate it to face that direction like that. Okay, that's going to work. We're just going to get this up and running for now. That one flows into there. All right, and then I need this one right here actually to be higher. And it will work. Let's just raise it up a couple squares. We'll mark our rail in from this one to flow into the rail right there. And then this will flow into this machine up top. And now it's all done. This is kind of ugly, but this is easily the most complicated build we've done so far. We will almost certainly go revisit this and try and make this a little cleaner. But for now, it is up and running. It should, let me watch it for a second. This should be feeding in the materials and not running out now once everything gets up and running. Because we've got, is it coming from this side? Oh, what the hey, Jimmy. Alright, I tried a couple of different things. I cannot get any more materials to flow into this machine. It's just bottlenecked, I guess, by the rail speed. We are just simply bottlenecked by the rail speed. We cannot get this to go any faster. Like, I've even just made a second line coming off of there, and for some reason, it's just not requesting it off the second line. Like, this is flowing straight in on a second rail, and it's not requesting anything off of that rail at all. I'm not sure why, but, you know, it is what it is. I guess we're just limited by the speed of the manufacturing, the speed of the rail. We need a faster rail, basically, to feed this thing any more materials. But, you know, that would require maybe a bigger factory, maybe. Maybe we could do it with a bigger factory and more space to put in more rails. Maybe there's a way we could do it. I'm just not, I can't come up with it right now. I've tried several different things, and it's just not feeding any more into the machine. It's getting all it can handle, I guess I should say. With all that being said, you know, maybe we could make a bigger factory. We are literally out of space. I don't know if you guys can see, like, the kind of what we've done here. But we have pretty much filled this little pocket up. There's not a lot of room for expansion. Maybe we could push things back a little bit back here, but then we start to run into some uneven terrain with the rocks and everything. Same thing on that side. We've captured just about all the usable space we could in this area. Short of building a whole new factory somewhere else, I think that's going to be the maximum we're going to get out of this machine for now. And that is all the time I've got for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Post me comments down below in the comments section. I read all the comments, I enjoy them, and I respond to every single one that I can. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.